everyone, welcome to today's video, and as you can tell from the title, today I have the Essence Fall Winter update for you. I did one by Catrice a couple of weeks ago already, and I'm a little bit late bringing these products to you, but that's because I can only shop these products online, and it always takes a little bit longer for them to be fully in stock there. And the reason why I have to buy them online is because I cannot get the full Essence line in any of my local drugstores. So that's why it took a little while for me to be bringing out this video for you, but I hope it's still relevant and that you still enjoy this, and I really hope you enjoy watching this. I'm very curious to try this because this is the first primer I will be trying by Essence. I've never tried an Essence primer before. I was very pleased to see the Fresh and Fit Awake Primer, Healthy Glow, Pore Minimizing Effect with Vitamin Complex and Cranberry Water. A lot there. And this is supposed to give a smooth texture, wake up effect, and it should give a healthy glow, but also be pore minimizing. Swatching this out for you right now, so a little bit here on the back of my hand, and then that's what it looks like. And then when you start blending it in, it has a lot of shine. So first impression on this is that it's very glowy. As you can see, it definitely adds a good deal of shine to your face. Pore minimizing, I don't have that many large pores, mainly right here in between my brows, but I don't think it really minimizes the pores there. It doesn't feel like very silicone-y, and it doesn't feel very tacky either. My skin just feels very nicely moisturized actually. Another Fresh and Fit product, and that's their foundation. So Essence has come out with a new foundation line. This is in the shade 10 Fresh Ivory. When I hold it up to my face, it looks to be light enough, but when I swatched this on my hand, actually I felt it went darker on my hand than it looks in the bottle. Plus I also thought this had a very pink undertone, which I happen to like in a foundation. It's a fairly thick consistency, as you can see. It's not very runny or anything, so it's very thick. And then when you start blending it out, it looks better on camera than it did in real life when I tried this for the first time. To apply this, I will be using my new favorite foundation brush, and this is a dupe for the Artiste brush. I just put a generous pump on there, and then I'm just going to dot it around and blend it in. So that's the foundation on, and I have to say I really like it. When I first put it on, it had a very refreshing feel on my face, which I really enjoyed, and I actually like the shade match quite a bit. I was afraid it was going to be too dark, but to be quite honest, I can't really see any lines. I can't really see where my foundation stops or finishes, and I do like this sort of glowy, dewy look here. It's not a very heavy coverage. I have this like red spot right here, and as you can see, it hasn't really covered that. So this isn't a full coverage foundation. Let me see what it actually claims to be. It says medium to high coverage. Well, I don't think this is a medium to high coverage foundation. Then we're moving on to concealer. This is the color correcting liquid concealer in the shade Pastel Pink. So what this is supposed to do is a very brightening concealer for your under eye area with a wake up effect. So I'm going to apply this to the dark circles underneath my eyes. And now we will be blending that in with the smaller version in that dupe for the Artiste brush. Oh wow, that has a very nice brightening effect. I like it. It's not too thick, it's actually quite thin, so I like this. So I forgot to swatch this for you, but if I swatch this, there you go. But it definitely covers like the darkness underneath my eyes very nicely. I do need a little bit of extra concealer for the coverage, but I think this really nicely sort of blurs out the bluish tint underneath my eyes. And I also decided to try a classic Essence concealer that I've never actually tried, and this is the All Day 16 Hour Stay Concealer by Essence. A lot of people swear by this. This is in the shade 20 Soft Beige, which is the darkest shade that they do. This only comes in 2 shades, I believe. It has a doe foot applicator, and then when you swatch it, it has a pretty decent match to my skin tone. So that is one eye done, and I think you can clearly see the difference right there. It blends in very nicely, I have to say, and the brightener underneath it is definitely also still visible as well. So this has good coverage, but with the brightener underneath, it definitely gives that extra oomph that you can expect from a corrector. So now we're moving on to powder, and Essence have actually come out with quite a few powders right now, but they've come out with something new that I'm very curious about. They've come out with a banana powder. This is the Brighten Up Banana Powder in Bababanana, and this is a very light yellow powder. That's how pale it is, and that's great for fair girls like me because most banana powders are way too dark, but I think this can work as a very nice brightening under eye powder, so that's what I'm going to be using this for in a minute. But before I apply that, I also want to show you this, and this is the Correct to Perfect CC Multi-Benefit Pearls. And this is a translucent powder called My Super Pearls, which should have color correcting properties, and I hope I can show you this. What I liked, however, when I first opened it, it has a little sponge to keep all the little balls that are inside it inside your product. So you have green, yellow, peach, and lavender colored balls in there. And I will be using this as my all-over setting powder. So on this finger you see the banana powder, and this is that pearl compact. So then if I swatch them, this is the banana powder and that is the color correcting powder. And first I'm going to be applying the banana powder with a Real Techniques, what's this called again? I believe this is called the setting brush. I don't think you can really see much of this effect on camera. In fact, in real life, I can hardly see an effect apart from the fact that it looks a little bit more matte. For the pearls, I will be using my trusty Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. I really like taking a little bit of this and just like dabbing it on. On camera, you may not be able to really tell a difference, but I can definitely see that this has mattified my face. When it comes to color correction, I'm not sure it did a whole lot. Now I'm going to have to show you some other face products because Essence came out with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 new highlighters. They've come out with a liquid luminizer, which is called the Make Me Glow liquid highlighter, and this is in the shade Morning Mist in a Bottle. And I was just intrigued by the name. I think it's a little bit perhaps too dark for me, but we'll see. It comes with a doe foot applicator that has a lot of product on it, so I think with this a little will go a long way. So that is right there. And it's definitely very glowy. It has a bit of a peachy undertone, I find, so it's actually very pretty. And it blends really well, so I think that this might also be a very nice one to wear under foundation. I think I'll just put this on my eyelids just to see what it does, because that's the only place I'm not really wearing anything. So there we go. Two other new things are these highlighting sticks. This is the Strobing Highlighter stick, and this is the Prismatic Hololighter stick. So this is supposed to give a holographic effect, I guess. This is in the shade Glow Up Your Life, and it's like a whitish gold shade. And this is in the shade Be Unique, Be a Unicorn. So I'm going to be applying this first. So let me give that a swatch. So here, I'm going to try and... So that's a pretty intense highlight as well. So I'm going to be applying this highlighter stick to this cheek. On the other side, so on this cheek, I'm going to be applying this one. And this one is pretty different, especially for a drugstore product, because this reminds me of like something that Anastasia did in their Moonchild palette, because it definitely has this like, on the camera it looks a bit more blue, but in real life it definitely looks purple, pink, and blue. So let's see how this goes. I like how these aren't too waxy, also the other one. They're actually really, they have a nice texture to them. In real life, the glow is definitely like a bluish, pinky purple. It definitely is. So this isn't for everyone. This effect, I think, is a lot stronger than this one. Last but not least, in highlighting is the Strobing Highlighter, and this is in the shade Let It Glow, and this is what it looks like. It's a very pale pink, and it does have very noticeable like silver glittery particles in it. I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks and the tops of my face, really. This is what the powder looks like on my finger, and then when I swatch it, it looks almost matte, but it definitely has a bit of a something to it. I've applied it a little bit to my nose, tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow, and I can definitely see a little bit of glow there, but it's nothing too intense. So the only product left in cheeks is a blush. They didn't really have anything new in terms of bronzer. This is the Metal Chrome Blush in the shade Copper Crush. This is number 20, and this is what it looks like. I don't know why, but I was very intrigued by this color. It looks like a taupey mauve in the pan. It's definitely very shiny. On my finger, it looks very gray. It has definitely more of like a rose gold, shiny goodness to it. So I'm going to take my Real Techniques blush brush for this and apply this. I think that's very pretty. Wow. I think that's a very sort of natural glowy look. When you swatch it, it looks so metallic, but on the cheek, I do have to say that now that I've been applying product on top of my concealer and my foundation, it's already coming off. So that little bit of redness that I have right there is already shining through. I've got two new eye products. This is the Moonlight Eyes Cream Shadow in the shade 04 Gilded. And I'll swatch this for you. This is what it looks like in the pan. It's like a very moussey texture. And this is a very pretty coppery bronzy shade. And then if I swatch it, that's what it looks like. But I also got this. This is another cream shadow, and this is the Metal Shock eyeshadow. And this is the shade Total Eclipse. This comes with a doe foot applicator that is very difficult to get out, I have to say. Also difficult to put in. It's a very tight fit in there. Comes with a doe foot applicator, and it looks like a purpley grayish taupe. It goes on very opaque, very sort of moussey. It's very thick. You do have a little bit of playtime with this, and this thing comes alive when you blend it. Look at that. It shears out into a, well, glitter fest almost. I'm not sure. You can see that flash, right? It's got a bluish purple flash to it. So it shears out into this like purpley brown base. That's what it looks like on my finger. And then it has all these specks of like a light bluish, well, almost turquoise and silver. And it just kind of like spreads out like that. Oh, wow. That looks very glossy. So this product definitely sets. You have a little bit of time to play with it, but I think this is a very pretty effect. The glitter in this makes your eyelids look almost wet from a distance. I think this is a very, very pretty product for the holiday season. So the last category in this video is lips, and I've got 6 different lipsticks to show you, and I will be trying one on my lips to show you the full effect. These are the first 3 lipsticks I wanted to show you. This is the first one that I want to show you, and this is the Ultra Last Instant Color in the name So Ungrateful. This is a very taupey, browny, grayish shade. I found when I first swatched this, it was very sheer, but it had a bit of a layer that you had to like scrape off. And now it's a very nice, like, it has a bit of a purpley undertone as well. It is definitely more of like a taupe with a hint of lilac to it. I really like these shades in the fall time. Then I have one from the Matte line. These have also been revamped, and this is Out of the Box, number 13. And this is much more of a mauve-y, pinky shade. So this is a little less gray, a little less cool tone than the other one I just showed you. And it's also a little bit more opaque, and the other one definitely has a bit more shine to it. And then I have this, and yes, if you think, hey, a green cap, is the lipstick green? You guessed right. This is also from the Matte range, Vibrant Shock number 10 in No Too Mainstream. I thought this would be fun to just try it out. If you swatch this, it's a bright green. And then last but not least, totally new from Essence are these. These are liquid lipsticks. They come in two different formulas. One is the Metal Shock, like the eyeshadow, and they also have a Vibrant Shock version of this. And I've got 3 different shades, and 2 from the Metal Shock. This bright pink is called Lily of the Valley. This, yes, it's a sparkly blue, is called Belladonna. I think that's a great name for a shade like this. And then this last one is a Vibrant Shock one, and this is in the shade Red Viper. That right there is the bright pink, that's Lily of the Valley. Right there we have Belladonna, and there we have Red Viper. I do have to say that this looks a little bit sheer in the swatch. The other two go on a lot more opaque. I think I'm just going to be super brave today and try on the blue one for you. It smells like sour candy, like Sour Patch Kids. That's what this smells like. Goes on very smoothly though. Not something I would wear to work, but wow, this went on opaque. There isn't anything that isn't covered. I can go over it like I do have to go over it a few times to really get the color payoff I want. I think this is really, really great. So my first impressions of most of these products are actually quite positive. I think that if you want to get a very unique highlighter that isn't very expensive, I think this is only $3.59 or something. I'm very impressed with how the blush actually applied to my cheeks. I think it's very pretty. I'm very impressed by the eyeshadow as well, and this liquid lip. I think it looks stunning. So yeah, without further ado, that's the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe because I make new videos every single Sunday, so I hope to see you back next week. See you then. Bye!